Welcome, everyone, to another Horror Corner. Hi there, everybody. My name is Jay Poole, and tonight I'm joined once again by my co host, LC.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hey there, LC. How's your week been?
Been good. It's been busy. I'm excited. It's the weekend and we are getting nearer and nearer to the 31st. So it's a good time of year for me, for sure. How about you?
It's been. I just came back from California last week, and I saw a guy defecate in the street, so that's my horror story.
Enjoy your chimichanga.
Exactly. It,
Sorry.
that's LA for you, baby.
That is the horror corner right there.
Right there, and it was literally on a corner, right near a consulate. That's lovely. Uh, but
Well,
yeah, well, tonight we are going to be talking about a movie involving teenage romance, cats, cat people, and incest.
hey, this movie really has everything,
It
doesn't
has
it?
everything you want, including those weird kinks of people who like incest movies.
Yeah, and
Yes,
a fantastic, dreamy 1950s theme song. So truly has it all for sure.
exactly. So we're going to be talking tonight about Stephen King's Sleepwalkers. This came out in 1992. Uh, Probably some of our listeners weren't even born in 1992.
Probably.
Yeah. Distributed by Columbia Pictures. This movie was directed by Mick Garris, and of course, screenplay. It was written by Stephen King. This was not based on any of his books. Normally, a lot of his adaptations are based on one of his books, like Christine, or um, there's so many I could name. It's like
Oh yeah,
what's it like Cujo, I think. There's so many I could,
Cujo,
yeah,
It, The Shining. Yeah,
Shining, yeah, and this is not based on any of his books. So this is like an original script that he wrote, and we're going to go through it and see if we liked it or not, or if it's a pile of trash that should be burned
yeah.
completely.
He he did. Stephen King. I wonder what his fascination with cats is because I definitely remember Cat's Eye, the movie. I was obsessed with that movie as a kid. Um, Kind of, some of the little cats that save the day, cats that, can pull energy from people, a lot of similarities. So, and I don't know if that movie was ever a book previously or not. It was a bunch of shorts, if I remember correctly. Um, but I wasn't aware that this was just a screenplay and not a book first. It's interesting.
Yeah, and this film is. He also has an obsession with corn. Don't ask me. I'll talk about a little later about what the corn is all about. Children of the Corn.
Mhm.
So this film stars Brian Krause, Madchen Amick. She has a very interesting name. Madchen means girl in German, so she's just girl.
Okay. Just
Uh,
girl.
and just girl, and Alice Krige. I love Alice Krige. She's the Boar Queen. She's so many different characters. She was in Silent Hill. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she always plays these interesting
Yes,
characters.
she does. And she has such a unique look about her, too. I think she was perfectly cast for the role that she plays in this movie. She really, she seems, yeah, mysterious. You can't look at her and think that there isn't something else kind of going on with her. So I really liked that casting for sure.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So this movie starts off, near a beach house. I believe it was in California, and
Bodega Bay.
yeah, and we have a bunch of cats that are hanging. There's just these carcasses hanging all around this house. The police are there. A bunch of neighbors are just standing around, wondering what's going on. And then we see Mark Hamill as a sheriff deputy.
He
Uh,
pulled it off.
yeah, and he goes in and the house, and strange sounds are happening in the closet. And then they open the closet, and then a cat jumps out, and then a body falls to the ground. For some
But
reason,
wait, there's more.
the body screams as it's falling out. It's been dead for a
Mhm.
while, but somehow it still screams. And we find out that it's a young girl with a flower in her hair, but she's been drained.
Braces.
Yeah, she's been drained of her life, like completely. She's just basically a corpse skeleton.
Yeah, almost mummified.
Oh yeah. Uh, that's what I feel like. What Gene Hackman might have looked like when they found him in his house. I'm like, oh no. That's kind of sad.
Oh,
Yeah. So we have a really interesting intro to this film. To we don't get to see who did it, but we get to see the after effects of what happened, and then we go to what was it? I forgot the other state they went to. They went to Indiana.
they talk about Ohio, but I feel
Oh
like that's
no,
fictitious.
Ohio's where he said he's from.
Yeah, they tell everybody they're from Ohio. I can't remember.
Let's see. I'm gonna cheat. 1 second.
That's fine. That's fine. Sleepy little
Yeah, it
town.
is Indiana. It is Indiana. I was right.
Okay, you called it. You
I
called
should
it.
trust myself. All right. So, we meet two of the characters in here, Brian Krause and Alex Krige, who play Charles and Mary, and they're dancing in the kitchen to music, and it looks like a really cute couple. And then they start making out, and then you start to realize, oh, wait a minute, they're mother and son.
Yeah.
It's one of these films.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I watched this when I rewatched it. I watched it with my son, and it
Oh
was a
wow.
choice. It was a real choice, and
He's like,
I
Mom,
regret it.
why are we watching this together? This is
Yeah,
weird.
this
I'm
is
gonna go right now. I don't want to be here.
right, right.
It's like when you have somebody walking in, like it's a cool action film or it's like a horror film, but there's cool, bloody stuff and action and stuff, and then all of a sudden somebody comes walking in, and it's always on those really awkward scenes, and
Yeah,
you're walking in
yeah.
going, "What are you watching?" It's like, no, just stay 5 minutes,
Wait for it. It's a Stephen King classic.
just wait for it. There are a lot of lulls in this film. Like, there's a lot of like dialogue, almost kind of like things that just nothing's really happening, and then when it does happen,
Hmm.
it happens all at once.
Yeah,
But yeah, so we get the introduction to these two characters, their mother and son. They just moved into town, and then we get introduced to Madchen Amick's character, Tanya, who is dancing in a theater after, I
oh
guess,
yeah.
not finishing cleaning the floor because there's still popcorn on that floor.
You can never pick up all the popcorn with a
I
hokey vacuum.
I
Come
know.
on.
Well, I mean, I have a push sweeper. Okay, I know that
It
doesn't pick
just
everything up.
doesn't
It does.
work. Doesn't work.
It picks up hair. It doesn't really pick up
Yeah.
popcorn very well.
She is the picture of Americana early 90s with her, Walkman and rocking out in the movie theater in the middle of Nowheresville, Indiana.
She's your typical teenager played by a 30-year-old. Exactly. Yes,
Yeah. She
exactly.
is gorgeous, though. She is just one of the most stunning actresses, honestly. And we were chit-chatting a little bit before, but she is um, famed in some other great flicks. But she was the everybody's favorite diner waitress in Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah.
Shelley, I believe, was her character's name. So
She even came back for the um was it revival?
Fire Walk with Me, was that
That was the more recent
the
one.
movie, or the
Yeah.
revival that they
Yeah.
had? Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't seen that.
she had her own daughter too. in that.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and she still works at the diner.
Dang it.
She
Serpent's
couldn't get
High.
away from that. She couldn't get away from that. She was just stuck in that whole job. No, but I like the actress. She's a good actress. A lot of people don't get her name correct. She actually, I had to go back and listen to some interviews to make sure that I got it right, because it's Madchen Amick. Okay, not Amick, not Madchen. It means girl in German. So, yeah. So she meets Charles' character. Charles kind of sneaks up behind her as she has her headphones on. She can't hear anything. She's not really doing her job. She's just dancing. And somehow she ends up hitting the popcorn above the popcorn machine. I don't know why they have actual popcorn on top of that machine as a display. I would think you would just glue popcorn together and just, put it in those little packages and there you go. But no, real popcorn for reasons. It's going to go.
You got to keep it real.
I mean, you just bump it just slightly and it's going to fall off that thing. But yeah, she ends up making a mess, and then she hands him some popcorn and soda and tells him, "Shh, I'm giving it to you for free." Yes, I'm not going to lose my job because no one cares. There's like nobody here.
Yeah, the ticket guy left.
The ticket guy,
obviously, there's
walked
no
away.
Customers.
I wonder if he just closed up and realized there's no money here because no one's going to see one movie.
Yeah, it was love at first sight. All American, blondie boy, and classic teenage girl at the movie theater. He's new in town, mysterious, and the die has been cast.
Yeah, he wants to take her home, and she's like, "Oh, well, my dad is gonna be picking me up," and so it's that whole like, "Look at me, I'm a young teen who is almost middle aged, but a middle aged teenager." It's like when
So
watching
pretty.
Smallville, like watching like Tom Welling is like, "Oh wow, you're a 15-year-old, but you're actually somebody in your early 20s." Okay, it's like it makes the rest of kids that are actually teens going like, "Man, I just don't look like that. I'm gonna watch Grease again and see how real teenagers look."
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Well, and then cut to the high school class, right? And they're all similarly
Oh yeah, they're all
far too
adults.
old to be 15.
They're all adults. Like I said, Madchen Amick is like she was like 30 around this time. So,
Yeah.
but she has a really young voice. Like if maybe she pitched it up, I don't know, but she does sound like she sounds younger than she really is. So, so yeah, we get to a point where we get Charles' character basically, I guess he's in what is it? Which class is he in? He's in what's poetry class or something like that? I forget what it was.
Yeah, something very philosophic, literature or something at Hamilton High School.
Yes. And then we get the creepiest teacher you could have on screen, which we've seen him before. We've seen him in like Beetlejuice, and we've seen him in Demolition Man, and we've seen him. He's been all over the place, but he plays a
typecast creepy.
Oh my goodness, this really creepy teacher. And anyway, he has this weird obsession with the new guy, with Charles, and we'll get into that a little later because things go really south. After that,
really south, really fast. Yeah, for sure.
So, so Charles is basically, he's telling a story about these quote unquote fictional characters, which he's really talking about his mom and him, or he and his mom, and how they've been driven out of towns all their lives, and they don't know where they belong, and it's kind of like a lonely place to be in the world. And Tanya really, she really understands him. Everybody applauds the story because it's like some really cool bit of fiction that is like, wow, you really came up with that? That's incredible. Like, that's an original. But no,
She thinks it's kind of sad.
yeah. She's like, I can fix him. I
As all girls want to.
would say all girls, but I have plenty of friends who thought that they could fix some people, and let me tell you that those relationships
It never works.
they ended up sometimes violent, and
Oh,
yeah,
not fixing anything.
it's like us good guys can't ever win. It's like we want the bad boy, really, until
Mm,
like their
you
30s,
don't.
and until like they hit their 30s, they're like, we actually want a stable guy. And it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's like now you
Yeah.
do.
Now fix me.
Now fix you. I mean, but
I need someone to fix me from all my fixing.
exactly. But like Charles doesn't come off as like a bad guy. He comes off as somebody like you could take home to your mom and
Yeah.
be like he's a guy next door that everybody likes, and he's all
Yeah.
smiles. He has a cool car, and you know he's not
Seems
real.
polite
He's
enough.
very
Mm.
polite, and he has a very you know young and attractive looking mom who he makes out and might have sex with it every once in a while, but
Nobody
that's where he
knows
comes
that
from.
part.
He's from Ohio. That's what they
Mm.
do. uh,
You've just lost any fans out of Ohio.
oh, don't worry, I have family out of Ohio, so
There you go. There you
I
go. Careful.
know.
That was a weird segue.
I know that's
I
really
have family in.
I know.
So
uh
we go to Tanya's house. He offers Tanya a ride home from school, right?
oh yeah.
And this was probably my favorite part of the movie because I'm trying to understand why Tanya has such a problem with her underwear.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
It is
But
everywhere.
I do know women like that. I have friends that are like that are so messy. They leave. You walk in their room and you're like, why don't you have like laundry to do? Like it's everywhere. They have their costumes and everything else, and then they have their underwear. It seems like in the weirdest places, and you're going. I have a friend
I
who
will.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I have a friend who unfortunately has a condition where she doesn't really feel a lot of pain on the surface of her skin,
Oh
and
wow.
she's a seamstress, and she leaves sewing needles on the floor and doesn't even realize it. And she walks on the floor barefoot. She doesn't realize she's piercing her foot every time she walks over. And
Oh my god.
I'm like asking her, like, seriously? You're
Please,
you,
I don't want tetanus.
yes, you don't realize that you're stepping on those needles. You need to pick those up. But I'm not going to name any names, but it's I just know people that are that messy and messier than that. Like
I
that's not messy
I
compared to some of my
will.
friends.
I'll cop to having, one or two bras hanging from a door handle but this girl has underwear everywhere. It's on the bed, it's on the floor, it's on the top of the dresser. It's we have to do, a quick turn your head and hide underwear everywhere she looks in this room.
Uh,
Definitely and that's the only thing out of place, though. That's what's curious. It's almost as if the movie's pandering a bit.
Yeah, I wonder if that was like in the script. Stephen King's like, what can I do to make it look like a teenage girl is messy? She leaves her underwear everywhere. That's it. And
Everywhere.
it's like a comedic scene. Let's make it funny.
There actually is. You said there's a lot of lulls in this movie. There's also a lot of lulls in this movie.
Yes.
Stephen King had some fun with the script. It's not, just all seriousness. There's a lot of kind of goofy, funny humor throughout.
Oh yeah. I mean, we have scenes in here where, well, especially in this scene where she's trying to distract him because there is like on one of the, I guess, um, dressers, there's some underwear, and he's staring at a photo that she took, and she's
Yeah, he
like,
saw the
"Look,
underwear.
look, look!" Yeah, he did. He did. We're not too blind. Um,
Mm,
and she's like, "I want you to show you my favorite picture over here," and
right.
then quickly grabs the underwear and then tosses under the dresser, and he looks at her and goes like, I like rocks. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that
The
okay,
picture of rocks.
that's a decision that you put in the script to, just to say I
Mm.
like rocks. Um, but yeah, it's an interesting scene. It's an interesting, like, oh, they could be really cute together. I'm sorry, my
Hmm.
cat is meowing again, and this movie has cats in
That's okay. That's on brand for this movie.
it. My recording just has meows in the background, and I'm like,
Mhm.
how can I incorporate the meows? It's a cat movie.
It's a cat
And
movie.
speaking of
Well,
cats,
this
we
is.
forgot to talk about the cats. So Mary has the mother of Charles has a fear of cats, and for some reason they're surrounding her house constantly. So Charles has been setting traps, these really,
Bear traps.
these big, like almost bear traps out in the yard. I mean, where do you get these in Indiana? Do they have bears? I don't know,
You
but
you get them from the Acme store. That's where they sell those.
they're everywhere. And for some reason, some of these cats
Hmm.
are like getting really smart. They start,
Hmm.
yeah. So yeah, they're I
And
just
they're pissed
they're
too. The
pissed.
cat, you can tell they're pissed.
We don't know
They're
why.
advancing.
We don't know
Yeah.
why. We just know that every time mother and son get together, bright purple light happens out the window.
Bright purple light and cats with ears back with that, everybody's favorite, like, meow cat sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you know, we further on in the movie we get some actually really
Go
goofy
to the
scenes.
graveyard.
Oh, we get the
We go to
graveyard.
the graveyard.
We
Hmm.
get the graveyard. We have so she invites him to go on one of her photo shoots, and she wants to shoot a graveyard. Um, and he comes with her, and sort of like a picnic type of situation.
Hmm.
But he's kind of desperate because his mom is really hankering for some virgins. It's
Yeah.
always the
Yeah.
virgins. First is
Yeah.
a virgin who lights a candle and summons three witches. It's a virgin that has to get rid of all the the monsters in Monster Squad. It's just virgins. Virgins are
Got to have somebody pure. That's the way
somebody
it goes.
super pure, a 30-year-old pure woman.
Yes, exactly.
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 I'm a
So
teenager.
he takes her to the graveyard makeout spot.
I don't know why that's
And
romantic.
I don't, but it was featured in the crafty drawing from the high school classroom earlier. It's called like Underwoods or something like what is it called? It has some like kitschy name, but they've got the picture of the crudely drawn car with the makeout scene with just to make sure that everybody's fully aware this is no normal photo shoot. This is the makeout spot for the town. So in they go, and she's actually ready.
Oh yeah.
She's making sly little comments when he turns his back. She's ready to hook up for sure. Again, questioning if she is the 30-year-old virgin.
Exactly. And then he gets a little out of hand, and violence ensues, and then he turns into Lionel from Thundercats.
Yes, good call. Very good call. He's 100% Lionel. That's exactly right. Thank you.
Or he's the Beast from the '90s Beauty and the Beast with Linda Hamilton, which
Yeah,
is funny because the actor is in this movie too. So
yeah, there's something about trying to capture that, that cat face with the two sort of I don't know what you call those things, the way that it cat's cheeks are.
yeah,
It has that very distinct look for sure. Lionel.
yeah.
Perfect.
Um, but yeah, before this all happened, because I think we skipped a huge part. We skipped actually a big like action sequence that took like 5 minutes. So before this, Charles, we get to see him in sort of somewhat of his cat form before this, and it's because we we forgot the whole teacher thing. So remember the creepy teacher of Mr. Fallows? So he
Yeah.
follows Charles because he finds out that his school paperwork is all fake.
Which this movie is set up in such a way from the very first scene with the cats, you kind of know what's going down. They walk you down the path. It's no big mystery that this person's going to be, some sort of a uh, cad, and perhaps this supernatural or strange one at that. I I was half expecting that teacher to come out as one of them. That's how creepy the teacher was with the accusations, but it really was just some weird obsession.
It's just weird obsession. So basically, he stops him and pulls him over in his car and gets out and tells him, your paperwork is fake. I'm going to expose you but I won't if you let me do stuff. And he starts rubbing, Charles's chest, and you're like, ugh. And
What?
he's like, what am I watching? And then all of a sudden, his hand gets ripped off. Charles rips off his hand and then hands it back to him. So he gives him he literally gives him his hand,
Yeah.
Yeah. And he grabs his hand and then realizes, oh my god, it's my hand, and then starts running away. And he's like, as he's running like through a bog or something like that, he's like, I'm sorry. And Charles tracks him down and tears him asunder. So
yeah.
That's really what we passed. We passed like what this like the movie has kind of been, at a steady pace of just being this normal, weird, incestual, teenage romantic, film, and then all of a sudden we get 5 minutes of what the fuck did we just watch?
Right. Right.
And then we get like a chase sequence between this weird deputy and his pet cat.
Dude, that is the true hero of the movie.
Yes, who keeps who keeps in his seat, and
Clovis, the attack cat.
He pulls alongside Charles in his car, and Charles sees the cat in the window, starts freaking out, and his head turns into a child, then into a cat-like creature, and then back into his face, and then morphs into a different form of a cat creature. It's a weird thing, and then he presses a button, and it just disappears. The car disappears.
Mm-hmm.
There's no explanation. It's an invisible car.
Yeah, it's like Wonder Woman's ride.
Yeah, which would suck if she forgot where she parked. It'd be like she's going throughout the whole parking lot going, where is my plane? I'm like, have you checked?
I love that you're clicking that.
Yeah. Have you checked the crushed cars that you landed on? Oh, yeah. But,
right. Yeah, I really liked that. I liked that effect of the morphing of the faces. I thought that was kind of unique and different with this movie. I mean, you see so many changeling kind of, transformation into monster movies, but to have something where there's an impact from the connection with the cat, which it's building up, that there's definitely problems with the Bradys and cats. To see that was really cool, and it makes you think about it and kind of wonder, after the movie, what was all of that? What was that little boy? Was that him as a little boy? Was that some other pure virgin that is no longer? That was a really cool sequence, though. I liked that.
Oh yeah. All right, so we're gonna get back to the attempted
the graveyard.
Yeah.
Rape.
Rape, basically. Yes, use the R word. But yeah, we're gonna get back there, and she manages to hit him with her camera, almost knocking him out, and then she goes on checks on him. Like, oh my god, what did I do? I knocked him out. And then he gets up and he just seems annoyed. And he attacks her again.
Aggressive.
Yes, and then she has the wine bottle corkscrew with her for the picnic, and gets him in the eye with that.
Yeah.
And he just, his reaction is really strange. He's not worried that he just lost his eye. He's worried that his shirt is now ruined and his mom is going to kill him. You're like,
It's always
oh,
it's
okay.
about mom.
He's a mom. He's a mama's boy.
100%.
Yes.
In so many
When
ways.
people say like I love milfs, it doesn't mean that you should actually,
Mm.
with your mother. It's like, so is he like your stepmom or
Severe
something like that?
mommy
Like, no, no,
issues.
no, it's my actual mom. Like, what? What is wrong
Mm.
with you?
Severe mom issues here.
Somebody has watched the '70s Taboo movie a few many times.
Mm. Mm.
And for listeners and viewers, know what that means. Yeah, you're probably my age or older. So,
Right.
all right. So, the police come and he gets away. He drives off, kind of whining about being injured and his shirt being ruined and everything. He drives off. Police come and put her in the back of the car. Basically, have a a discussion with her what happened, and then we get this weird scene, sort of like last week's Wishmaster where we talked about, where we get a bunch of cameos from directors. We get they're all playing like lab technicians or forensic tech people. We get John Landis, we got Joe Dante, we get Clive Barker, Toby Hooper, and of course we get
Mm.
Stephen King coming in there. Who plays a small cameo scene. It's like, what is happening? Did he just invite his friends? They're like, hey, you want to be in a quick scene in my movie?
Stephen King cameos are honestly my favorite because he always has to play. He plays this weird kind of annoying person every single time. So what was he this time? He was the caretaker and was really concerned about these teenagers making mischief. He was basically the bad guy from every Scooby Doo. These pesky teenagers.
Tear his
But
mask
yeah,
off.
it was.
Oh my god, it's this guy.
It's still Stephen King.
It's still Stephen King. No,
Yeah,
it'd be
I
funny if
loved
you
that.
tear the mask off. It's like, oh my goodness, it's John Landis. Oh no, it's Joe Dante. Oh no, it's Clive Barker. Oh no, it's Toby Hooper.
So good though. So good. Yeah, it's such a quick, moment for horror buffs across the country, right?
Oh yeah, it's just an interesting and funny scene. Just seeing all those guys. If you know what they look like, you're like, wait a minute, I know exactly who those people are. And look, it's the guy who wrote
Mm.
this movie.
Right.
So then of course, the police basically put protective um officers outside their Tanya's house, protect her parents, protect her, and then they go to visit the Brady's house. Here's a story of a lovely lady who is banging her
Yeah.
son every day. But anyway, uh, anyway, so he's injured. He's lying on the couch, and then she sees the popo roll up, and she turns invisible, and her son becomes invisible as well. So they walk in, and then we see one of the sheriff deputies is played by Ron Perlman.
Yes, Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman, he's playing a creepy cop.
Such a dick.
He is, but he's like, someone needs to teach that girl a lesson and spank her, and I should be the one to do it. And then the other guy's like, you leave that girl alone. And you're like, has he done this before? Because it sounds like
Yeah.
he's done this before, and for some reason you're not going to kick him off the force.
The 90s.
The 90s and Ron
The
Perlman.
90s.
Yeah,
And Ron.
yeah, it's funny because this movie has cat people in it, and around this time, I believe he was filming that Beauty and the Beast like adaptation with Linda Hamilton, where he is like
Yeah.
a giant cat person himself, which they really, in my opinion,
Mhm.
they didn't have to put a lot of makeup on him, but that's
Poor
Perlman.
Ron, man.
No, Ron's
One
really
of the most interesting looking.
Ron Perlman is really nice in person if you've ever met him before.
I briefly, we were talking a little bit off camera, off recording about Sons of Anarchy, and they shot some of the early episodes in Arizona, and we had some of their team staying at one of the places that I worked, and it was pretty cool. He's a super nice guy.
And you worked at a biker bar. I'm joking.
I mean, sometimes it felt like it. That week it felt like it.
No, but I met him at a con, and he's a really nice guy. So, um, yeah, he and like Michael Rooker, they're really nice guys. If you ever get a chance to meet them, but yeah, he just plays a real dick of a cop in here. And
Really does.
oh yeah, and so now Mary is, she's mad. Her son is like really wounded, and so she takes her revenge. She goes
Oh yeah.
she goes to Tanya's house, and yeah, chaos ensues, and then Korn.
Chaos. And so yeah, she's pissed off, and she, like, what is she, maybe 5'1", 5'2", 90 pounds, but she goes after everybody
Yeah, she goes
for
after the
sure.
parents. She goes after the two deputies that are outside the house protecting them. And the funniest thing is, like, is that the wind? Like, what's the wind make that sound? Is it always the wind to you guys? And the way she like knocks their heads together in that one scene, it's like,
Oh yeah.
it's so
Little
goofy.
Stooges.
It's like so goofy. You're just expecting a blunk, blunk, blunk,
Right.
sound, to hit every single time. And then she goes in the house, and she starts, taking out the parents and also the other deputy that's in there. Um, she just pushes him. It doesn't even look like that hard of a push. And he's like, "Oh, I just can't take it." And then he has a
Mhm.
chance to shoot her. He misses every single shot. It's like,
Yeah,
how are you in the force? Seriously, at
that's
at that
that's why
distance?
Ron Perlman's character is such a dick,
Yeah,
because he works with that guy.
yes. At that distance, even I can shoot at
Mhm.
that distance with my left hand, and I'm right-handed. I can shoot on target, like at that distance. He keeps hitting everything but her.
Yeah.
And then he runs into the kitchen, grabs the phone, starts talking like nonchalant, like, oh, I need backup, la 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 la. And she goes for the killing blow, but instead of like pulling his heart out or tearing his spine out, what does she do? She grabs corn. Stephen King, why are you so obsessed with corn? Are you trying to make corn a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's we actually too we missed one of the moments as well with I believe with the Officer Simpson. Has he come into this again? Where's the
Oh
pencil
yeah, that
scene?
was before. That was before. That was that was when oh yeah, before Charles left, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, before Charles
that's
left.
that is the most I would rather be killed with the corn.
Then
Mark, put this down for sure. I'd rather be killed by a corn on the cob than getting a pencil through the ear. That that was rough.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't die right away. He came back, and
Yeah, he did.
and he ended up, actually being able to shoot him. Which
Yeah,
you're
thank
like,
goodness.
yeah,
Wound him.
is he the only guy
How?
on the force that has good aim? I'm like, what the hell?
With a pencil
With a
in his
pencil.
brain.
Yes. Um,
Yeah, so she's going ape. She's, hucking people through windows, and, suddenly she's the most powerful force ever, even though she was pretty weak previously.
yeah, yeah. It's like maybe the last sex session with her son maybe did something
Yeah.
for her. And also
Yeah.
vengeance also helps as well. So
Vengeance is key.
vengeance. So she's basically dragging, Tanya out by her hair outside. And the rest of the sheriffs are like, sheriff deputies are basically like, stop. don't go any further. Like, seriously, like, basically draw your guns. All your officers are dead. And Ron Perlman comes up and tries to stop her, and he loses a few digits in the process.
That's the second major hand injury that we have in this movie.
Exactly. Breaks his arm and then beats him to death with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's like, stop hitting yourself.
Way to go.
Stop hitting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of the scene
He got the spanking.
Reminds me of a scene in this the new Naked Gun where Liam Neeson's character tears off both this guy's arms and starts beating him with his own arms.
Want to see it?
It's a comedic scene, so it's nothing like horrifying or anything. It just looks. I mean, it's
Nor
Naked
was
Gun.
this.
No, I mean, no. This whole movie is like just can't take it seriously. In fact, I would say I took Maximum Overdrive more serious than this, film, and that was directed by Stephen King.
Yeah.
We should actually we should talk about that sometime because I love Maximum Overdrive.
Should.
I really do.
We should. For sure.
But yeah, so we get this whole scene where they're all like trying to get her, and she's overpowered. She's too OP. She brings them back to her. Brings Tanya back to her place, and starts playing the music that her son likes to hear, and
Sleepwalk.
Yeah, he gets up. He's more like cat-like now, and it kind of forces, the mother forces both of them to kind of like dance together and everything, and go into this whole ritual where she's gonna be now she's gonna be dinner now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All her life force is gonna get sucked. But then we get super cats.
The army.
Super cats. Somehow, super cats can jump through glass now.
Herding herds. You say you can't herd cats, but herds of cats running in slow-mo down the street.
This is a little horror movie. Now that would have been an interesting horror movie, just cats. It's like, you mean the musical Cats? No, these cats kill you. Like, what?
I love these cats, and that's where I'm very curious about Stephen King's obsession with cats, because he has made cats the hero in multiple movies, and I'm a dog girl. I'm a cat girl too, though. I love cats, and it's good to see cats get their comeuppance in a movie for sure, especially after scene one.
Well, it's been said that cats, like, at least going all the way back to even Egypt and everything, cats are sort of like the almost somewhat between life and death type of thing. We're not really a gateway or anything else like that, but somehow they can cross between it. So I guess maybe that's one reason why he has an obsession with cats, or why cats are so important in horror films as well.
Can I just say, when we have these the Bradys, showing their true form, and I just absolutely hate their true form. It is the way that they look is just so strange to me that it's something I don't know. I dislike it in the worst way.
Maybe they ran out of money. It was only a $15 million budget. They're like, you know what? We blew all our money on the incest scenes. Let's. We were too obsessed with that. What else do we have? This is all we have left. Okay, we'll just patch some stuff together. There you go.
Are they like rubber costumes, or
it looks like very. I don't know. It's just the design is just not great. It's like
clunky.
It really is, and it's like there's no longer any fur or anything else like that resembles a cat. It's like it looks like a skinned cat almost.
Yeah, those hairless cats.
Yes, those kind of creep me out. I like furry, fluffy cats. In fact, I have 2 cats behind me sleeping on the bed. So, anyway, so we get this cool scene where the sheriff actually comes in. He has a shotgun, and I feel really bad for one because one of the cats actually jumps on Alice Krige's character and starts attacking her, and then the
Oh,
sheriff comes in and
right.
shoots right through her, and he also hits the cat. You're like, no, not the cat.
Yeah.
He was doing something helpful. Um, but yeah, the that doesn't stop her. Like Tanya ends up, getting out and running to the vehicle, getting in, and um, the sheriff is basically powerless against Mary. She's just way too overpowered, and she's trying to break into the car and everything, and but at this moment, the cats are now starting to surround her. The cats. The funny thing is, she's a cat creature, but her
Hmm.
weakness is cats. It's like being a what?
Right.
It's like being like Aquaman, and the fish are your enemies. It's like,
Right.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. Well, you should be able to at least talk with them. You're like, but
Hmm.
I don't.
Communicate,
Yeah, you
negotiate.
negotiate. Like, I'm one of you. Look at me. I'm one of you. Don't
Hmm.
attack me. Uh, but yeah, we get this interesting scene where, you know, she gets all Alice Krige gets scratched up enough where she ends up bursting into flames. You're like,
Yeah.
when did we even talk about your weakness? Like, why is that?
Hmm.
Why is that a thing? If cats start to scratch you to a point where you're like just self combust, like what? I don't know.
Cats. Yeah.
That's
Cat scratch fever, I think they call that.
a that's a really bad fever if you just like burn.
Mm. Yeah. High
Um,
fever.
yes. So yeah, that's basically the end of the movie. In fact, I don't even know if the parents fully survived. I don't think I think the dad died. I think the mom was crawling out the last time we saw her, but I saw her head go down as she crawled out to the front
Hmm.
lawn. So she's
Yeah.
unconscious or she's dead.
It's a
Um,
rough week for that girl.
and it's like she has this more like she's holding what was it
Clovis.
Clovis? Yeah, Clovis, and basically like um we're all that's left basically, and it's like wow, she's an orphan now, a 30-year-old orphan.
A 30-year-old orphan.
That's still going to high
Yeah.
school. She missed some grades, but um yeah, basically that's how the movie ends. We get the ending of the mother and son. They both die, and because they picked the wrong girl to deal with and also the wrong town, because these cats in Indiana, they're uh they're more evil than the cats in California apparently. So
Don't mess with them.
don't
No,
mess
or
with.
Clovis is orphan too, so they
Uh,
have each
they
other.
have each other. They should.
So,
Yeah, they don't want to mess with Arizona cats. If they came to Arizona, the cats would like pull knives on them, and they also pull a gun on them. It'd be horrible. They would go down an alleyway to like, why does a cat have a gun? It's like because this is you can carry and conceal here in Arizona. So you just have those. You don't get robbed by cats here, and especially
you know, there are some places that I could tell people that they could go to here in the Greater Valley area and see scenes from this movie with some feral cat bands of feral cats. Um, yeah, we've got some of those scenes here alive and full effect. If anybody is ever interested in seeing what a gang of cats looks like, for sure.
Oh, I have a trailer park near me, and that is like there's a lot of feral cats in those areas that you just see
Oh yeah.
dozens of cats out of nowhere.
Mm,
So yeah, I know what you're talking about.
scrappy.
I live in like the Northwest Valley, past like the 101. So yeah, I've seen those scenes before myself. Anyway, so this film only made $30.5 million at the box office, and it was $15 million. It wasn't really praised at the time. It was one of those goofy movies that came out and just like people were like, eh. Well, if I saw it, I saw it. If I didn't, it's no sweat off my back. But I think it's become sort of like a what was it, a cult hit now.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
uh,
It's for King fans, King fans have all seen it. I was an obsessive King fan growing up, and yeah, there's the whole debate that we could talk about at some point here about, when King is really involved in his movies, are those the best King movies? Which I know he hates that debate. I've read plenty of, articles and how critical he is about that, but um it's one of those King involved movies for sure. So it trends goofier, but I don't know. I always liked this movie. I remembered seeing it when I was young, and I have it on DVD. I've definitely watched it more than probably 5 times. So, but you gotta love it for its goofiness, and it's no Shining for sure.
oh yeah, definitely no Shining, definitely no Maximum Overdrive either.
Mm,
Yes,
just starting to, no, it's
no,
not
it's
Stand By Me. It's
uh,
yeah, it's more like the TV version of The Shining, if you ever caught that one with the guys from Wings in it. So
oh yeah, it feels like a TV movie too.
mhm, it does.
It really does. So before we end this review, which basically just like spoiled the whole movie, what are your last thoughts on this film, and what would you give it as a rating?
Stephen King, cameos, cats, love cats. I give it a 5, it's right in there. It's something that, like I said, I've probably watched it 5 times, maybe more. Um, I'll never hate this movie. It it plays pretty quick, doesn't feel long at all. It's got some fun effects, some lousy effects, but I don't think it tried to be serious. So it's fine that it has some, not so great effects. So I go for a 5.
Okay, all right. And my final thoughts on this film is, um, I think Stephen King is at the top of his game, in my opinion, when he's not really fully involved in the film. Like, it's more of like an adaptation of some of his books, because he can sometimes be the game changer when it comes negatively, when it comes to, you know, being too involved, too much of like the executive
Hmm.
producer, too much as like the screenplay writer, or even as the director. Now, I said I like Maximum Overdrive. It's not a really great movie, but it's super memorable, and I really like that film compared to Sleepwalkers. I've seen Sleepwalkers multiple times. I own the DVD, but like I said, there are scenes in here that could have been structured better if they had a better screenplay writer. Um, and I think Mick Garris did as much as he could to really, direct this film and keep to the script as much as possible. He might have changed some things himself, because that's usually what directors do. But to keep on the same, path that he was given, as far as the screenplay is concerned. And I do think that they did probably run out of like money near the end of the film, because some of those costumes, like I could see other special effects people doing so much better work. I know there's no such
Hmm.
thing at the time as those CGI computers like we have today. A lot of stuff back then was done
Right.
practically, but yeah, I feel like the final like scene and everything could have gone down so much better,
Hmm.
and the special effects and the makeup and the costuming could have been better, but we got what we got, and it's considered today a cult classic. Um, and we're talking about this now because it is based in horror. So I mean, most of Stephen King stuff is based in creepy horror like situations, scenarios, or creepy stalker fans that capture you in their snowy cabin and break your legs with a hammer. Um,
So
but
good.
more like horrific situations that either could happen, or or my supernatural stuff that could happen as well. So this film, for me, is very memorable, but I'm not going to give it super high marks because of dialogue, because of the film just doesn't there's too many, what we said earlier, like lull, scenes in between other scenes,
Hmm.
between like action scenes and everything, and you're just waiting for something to happen, and it doesn't happen for a while, and then when it does happen, it's almost like if you went for a bathroom break during the theater, and you came back, and your friend is like, "Oh my God, there's something that just happened." He's like, "What happened? I've been waiting for
A
something to
whole
happen."
battle.
And it's like, "You missed it. This guy turned into a
Mm.
cat, and then he like his car disappeared, and this one cat is with this deputy, and he's apparently driving around with him. There's a bunch of things that happen." And he's like, "I just went to the bathroom. What That's what
Hmm.
happened when I was gone?" Like, "Yeah." "Are you sure?" "Yeah, that's what happened." "Okay, I'm trusting you." Um, but no, like we were saying, I don't really put this on the actors, because the actors are given a script. They're given, what to, say and what to do by the director. So I think the actors are kind of like, just, don't blame them for any of the cheesy dialogue or quote unquote acting in here. I think they did the best they could with what they got.
Hmm.
So I give this, I personally, I give this a 6. So instead of you give it a 5, I give it a 6. I'm being kind of sort of generous because it's so memorable.
Hmm. Yeah.
And not because it's by Stephen King. I personally, I like older Stephen King stuff. Instead of like his newer stuff. I'm more of the
Hmm.
in that kind of audience that likes his older stuff. Like, I'm one of those like Taylor Swift fans that only likes her first 5 albums. But
Come
none
on.
of her new
Don't
stuff.
be dissing
I'm
on the
sorry.
life of a showgirl.
It's mid. I'm sorry. It's mid compared to
Oh.
compared to her first 5 albums.
Hmm.
But
That's
yeah,
a whole different podcast.
that's a whole different. You could go off. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I basically gave it a 6, and you gave it a 5. So we're close. We're pretty close by
Yeah.
one point.
Hmm. It's
Uh,
funny what you say, it's that debate again. And it's, I feel like Stephen King, it, if you took Stephen King out of the equation, but it was the same movie, I probably would have given it a 4. But if you took Stephen King out of the equation, it might have been a better movie. So it really does, when he's too heavily involved, you're exactly right. It kind of takes on a corniness, it becomes less scary. You certainly don't get the artistic direction of whoever, whatever director is creating the movie. So he's a great visionary writer that creates a lot of backstory for his characters, and you really need to hand that over to someone to create a really worthwhile concept. When he's involved, it gets a little corny.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that probably could have made this even more interesting is getting more of the backstory of Charles and Mary. They've been around for a while. We don't know how long they've
Hmm.
been alive, but apparently, we have like the pictures at the beginning depict them
Hmm.
apparently, and they've been around for a
Yeah.
while. So that would have been cool, not just to get a picture for them, but more of like maybe like um, sort of like a storyline where he's trying to tell the audience like, oh well, they've been in this town in like the 1800s, and this and this and this and this,
Hmm.
so that we kind of get an understanding of they've been around for a while, they've seen so much, and
Hmm.
they've experienced so much, and they've survived throughout the centuries. And
Yeah, yeah, it could have woven in, I'm sure if it would have been a book, you would have had a massive backstory because that's what he does in his books. They probably would have, spent some time in Castle Rock at some point.
I just want to see like they're actually creatures. Like all of a sudden, the screen fades to black, and all of a sudden you see this giant tower, and you're like, ah, so you're gonna connect it to
Mm,
that. So because
yeah, yeah.
a lot of his stuff ends up going to the tower. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
even
Yep. Yep.
even everything, basically all his stories connect. But for some reason, I don't think this story connects to that. And since it's not part of his like book series or anything else like that. So, yeah. So if you have a chance to check out Sleepwalkers, I don't know if it's streaming right now because I own it. This you have it
Same.
on. Did you? It's on Shutter,
I have it
right?
on DVD.
Is it on Shutter?
No, I have it on DVD. It's not on Shutter. It's on. You can rent it or buy it on Prime or I think Apple. But I didn't see it streaming anywhere, so I just watched the DVD.
Yeah.
Kicked it old school.
Oh yeah, I have the DVD too. So, but if you have a chance to get to see Sleepwalkers, definitely see it. And there's some people that really like it, and then there's some people that are like, "What? What am I watching?" And to describe it to people is really
Mhm.
hard because the incest comes up and a lot of people's brains turn off. So,
It's definitely from a different era.
oh yeah,
I mean, the incest is different altogether, but the Ron Perlman vibe, and it has some, it's corny as all get out, but it's got some triggering scenes that are maybe glossed over a little bit too much. So it's an early 90s movie for sure.
oh yeah. Well, anyway, thank you, LC, for joining me for a review of Stephen King's Sleepwalkers. Be sure to check out all our other reviews here on Nerd Corner, and also check out my Twitter/X and any of my other socials that have Nerd Corner. Do you also have your socials up yet?
No,
No, you need to get your socials up. So everyone can follow you.
someday.
Everyone can follow you. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and remember to enjoy your chimichanga. All right, how's that?